So official. Okay, well, I wanted to record this for Kathryn, so thank you so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring up this screen. Can you guys see that? Cool? Okay. I am just so excited to be here tonight. I love Kathryn and Taylor and just this whole community so much. And I'm gonna weave my story into tonight's presentation. But I just wanna say thanks for popping on and being with us tonight, whether you're on with us live or you're watching the recording. I would say there's a lot of other things we could be doing, but a lot of us are quarantined inside. But that doesn't mean that we don't have life. I know a lot of us have a lot of different calls and still commitments that we're a part of, and a lot of us are working from home. So either way, thank you for taking some time aside and being on tonight to support everyone. So I will go ahead and just start by saying we are on one mission, and that is to inspire healthy living around the world. And so this is a picture of us actually last October in Austin, and we just have a lot of fun together. So we're gonna weave some information in tonight, and I'll share my story in between here. I am gonna start with some negative statistics just to kind of paint the vision for you guys of why we need to be more healthy. And I think a lot of us know these statistics, but it's crazy when you actually sit and get to read them and kind of digest them. So 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will develop cancer. I think all of us on this call either know someone or have known someone who has cancer. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050, and 1 in 5 children are obese. So it's really, I know that's a hard slide to read even out loud. It even brings tears to my eyes to know that we are just sick as a country, and our children are more harmed by poor diet than drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. And so this was something that I kind of grew up hearing all the time. My mom is a biology teacher, and so she preaches a lot on toxins and our environment. But it's not just in our pollution, it's in different things like pesticides and skincare products and chemicals and prescriptions and plastics. There are so many different toxins that we're exposed to. But then it's also this issue that our food quality is decreasing. And so more than 50% of what Americans eat is processed. I think we know that a lot of the foods in the grocery stores now weren't around years and years ago. Our parents used to just eat out of their gardens in their backyard, and it used to just be a lot more simple living. But because of just life accelerating, if you guys can hear this in the background, it's the wind. We're having a storm roll in and it's really windy. But now there's things on the back of food labels like trans fats and artificial colors and growth hormones and synthetic vitamins. And I say food labels because that's not really food. And we have to get back to the basics. So that is why we are all here tonight, is really just to control what we can control. And Kathryn and Taylor and I are all a part of this healthy living community where we get to inspire each other just to do better. None of us are perfect, and let's just go ahead and clear the air there. I am not perfect. I just know that over the last 7 years, my family and I have been making one simple change at a time. And we grew up semi-healthy, but I was the girl who was always getting sick, especially when I went off to college. I was training in half and full marathons, and I was running a lot. I was running anywhere from 10 to 20 miles a week. And I was really physically fit, right? I could run 26 miles without an issue. But I was far from nutritionally fit. And I kind of started to accept it as normal. I kind of just thought that was part of the game of, being physically active. But what I didn't realize is that I was missing a key component, and that was micronutrients. And so I was doing a lot of these things on this screen. I wasn't probably eating as much real food as I should, but I was definitely doing what I thought that I was doing best. But what I didn't know is that fruits and vegetables could prevent disease, and good nutrition could prevent me from getting sick, and good nutrition could prevent something bad down the road. And so it was this whole light bulb that kind of went off in my head when I learned about this exact slide 7 years ago. I was in a presentation in a room with people, and someone told me about oxidative stress. And if you guys don't know about this, I'm going to give you some homework tonight to go and Google it and look into it. It's natural. It's a natural thing that happens. It's aging in our body. It's all happening right now as we're just sitting here, or maybe if you worked out today, or maybe you're pregnant. It happens inside our body and it's natural, but it causes aging and disease. So if you guys look at the picture of this apple, on the left side, obviously, is if you just cut open an apple and that naturally oxidizes. And on the right side is if you sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice, which is that antioxidants in fruits and vegetables. And what it does is it just protects the cells from that oxidation happening. And so where do we find antioxidants? I think all of us have heard the term antioxidants, but at least I didn't know the root form, or the root of the word, which is that oxidative stress. And so this was the exact words that changed my life 7 years ago. And when I say that, I know that might sound dramatic, but I literally did not know this. The news is that fruits and vegetables aren't just good for you, it's that they're so good for you that they could save your life. And when I heard that, I kind of did it like an eye roll. I'm like, what do you mean save my life? But it really is true. Even if we're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, the news is we need even more, because a bowl of broccoli today doesn't equal a bowl of broccoli that we had years ago. And so, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you hold up your fist, that's 1 serving, and we need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. And if you're an athlete, or if you're pregnant, or anything above an average human, you need even more. And so I don't know if you guys remember a few years back, there was like the 5-a-day campaign. And so the question is like, why is it 7 to 13 servings now? Why? I think it's going to even go up here in the next couple of years. So the question is, why so many? And it's because produce is picked before nutrition fully develops. The green bananas, I'm sure you guys can all relate, seeing like fruit and vegetables at the store that's just not ripe yet. It's transported thousands of miles. 90% of Americans don't eat enough servings. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't remember the last day that I've had a full 13 servings of fruits and vegetables. Even on a really good day, that's extremely hard to get. And we don't get enough variety from the rainbow. So even on the good days, I'm like really guilty of going to the grocery store and getting like my favorite, I don't know, 5 to 10 fruits and vegetables. And it's usually the same. Sometimes I'll rotate some in and out, but we really need the full rainbow, and that can be challenging. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about multivitamins versus whole food, share a little snippet of what Juice Plus is, and then I'm going to let Kathryn and Taylor and a couple friends come on and share their story, because I just loved hearing the stories. But this was also the slide that woke me up, and it was the difference of multivitamins versus whole food. So I was doing, like I said earlier, I was doing what I thought I knew best, and that was be physically fit, get some sleep, drink some water, and take my multivitamins. And I was going to the gym every single day at 5 a.m., eating my multivitamins and doing my workout. And what I didn't know is the difference of multivitamins versus whole food. And so 70% of Americans are trying to fill the gaps with a multivitamin. I don't know about you guys, but I like grew up eating like Flintstone vitamins and like the 1 a day, or there's so many different ones out there, right? But what I didn't realize, and I think we can all agree that if multivitamins worked, we wouldn't be this sick. So there's actually research showing now that isolated vitamins do more harm than good. But what a multivitamin is, it's a few isolated nutrients. And so if you guys look at the picture of this apple, if you have an apple, next time you hold it, remember that there's over 10,000 phytonutrients working in synergy when you eat that apple. And so it delivers every single component, a vitamin, mineral, phytonutrient, all the things exactly where it needs to go in your body. But when you take a multivitamin, it's basically a guessing games in the science labs of, okay, let's go ahead and take number 10 and number 112 and number 2013 and so on and so forth, and hope that they work together. But the truth is, our body needs the whole thing. Our body needs the real thing, which is whole food. So that's the difference of supplements versus whole food, which is what I didn't realize. I had my vitamin A capsules, my vitamin C, my vitamin D, I had my fish oils, and I just thought I was like doing the best I could. And that was when Juice Plus came into my life. And so Juice Plus adds the nutrition from over 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries to your diet. And basically, in the shortest way to describe this, is it's kind of like juicing, but even better. So the foods are harvested at the peak of ripeness so that the nutrition is intact. And the whole entire produce is pulverized. It's not juiced. It's dried into powders at low temperatures. So almost think of like freezing at a really low temperature and locking in the nutrients. So it's the things like the stems and the peels and the leaves and the seeds where a lot of the nutrients are actually found. So they're plant powders and they're put into capsules. And we also have awesome chewables that are really delicious. And then on the right there is the full spectrum omega, which I'll talk about in just a minute. And it is omega rich algae from berries and seeds instead of fish. So this is one of my favorite slides because it's so bright, and this really is like the whole rainbow. I love that every single day when we take Juice Plus, this is the one simple change that our family started with 7 years ago. And it was foods that we weren't eating every day, like kale and parsley and beets and elderberry and Concord grapes. And so really what Juice Plus has been for our family is just a way to bridge the gap between what we're eating and what we do eat and what we should eat. So, and then the omegas came out, it was 3 years ago this month, the omegas were launched. They did 10 years of intense product testing to make sure they came out with the best plant-based omega. And they basically looked at how fish get their omegas. And fish actually feed on different plants and algae to get the omega. And so what they did is they skipped the middle fish and they went straight to the plant. So you guys can see on the left-hand side there, alga oil, sea buckthorn berry oil, which Taylor probably knows is good for your skin, pomegranate seed oil, raspberry seed oil, safflower seed oil, and tomato seed oil. And they have some awesome studies in the works of how this works in your body, but we know that it's good for your heart, brain, joint, skin, and eye health. And so they're 100% plant-based. They're pure and sustainable. It's the full spectrum. So it's actually omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 versus just your typical like omega-3 that a lot of people talk about. They're cold pressed and they are put into a vegan capsule. So I actually, fun fact, just pop my omega capsule every now and then, not every day, and I'll just chew it because it's really sweet. It almost just tastes like a orange sickle. You don't have to do that. You can swallow it, but I do like the taste of the omega capsules. And then this is the complete shake, which just to differentiate the two, we have a really small product line. There's the capsules and the chewables, and then this is the complete, but just to kind of describe the difference of the two, I like to look at the capsules as your micronutrients and the complete shakes, which I'm about to talk about, as your macronutrients. So if you think about the way a car runs, you put gas in your car to run from point A to point B, and you do oil changes in your car to make sure that it runs longer and more efficiently. And so that gas is almost like your energy, which is your macronutrients, your carbs, your fats, your proteins. And the micronutrients is like that oil change. You probably drive away from getting your oil change and your car might not feel different, but you know that it just made your car last even longer, right? So that's kind of the difference of the two. The complete shakes I don't like to even call them a protein shake. They're much more than that. They are a full macronutrient shake mix blend that we use for things like smoothies and shakes and like plant pancakes and healthy cookie dough mixes. And there's so many different things. You can make like energy bites. So it's basically a vegan blend of plant sources like broccoli sprouts and alfalfa sprouts and quinoa and pea protein and a water washed soy. It's low glycemic. It has 8 grams of fiber and it has 13 grams of protein. It's gluten and dairy free. And just to clear the air, this at the bottom, it says the safety of soy depends on the source. I know there's a myth out there that soy is bad for you. And if it's sourced, in the wrong way, it is harmful, but the whole soybean minimally processed as found in Juice Plus Complete provides the best and most balanced defense against disease. So there's actually a study done on Juice Plus Complete and survivors, cancer survivors, and it shows how it's actually helped them recover from cancer. So I am going to let Kathryn start because she's the reason you guys are all here tonight, and then she can pass it to Taylor, or maybe they'll do it together, and then we also have our friend Allie on as well. And I don't know if your mom's sharing as well, Kathryn. So I'll let you take it away.
Okay. I'm going to let Taylor share because I basically follow after her just in regards to like how we're all connected.
Okay, yeah, we can kind of tag team it. So, first of all, thank you all so much for coming. Like Kathryn mentioned in the very beginning, you're all here for a reason, and it's because we love each and every one of you. And that's why I'm here today too, because someone reached out to me and loved me enough to put Juice Plus in my life. So I actually, well, we moved to Arizona, Dan too, he's in the bedroom with Wilson. We moved to Arizona as a trio, just decided to take a leap of faith and do something that we always wanted to do in our lives. We quit our jobs back home and we just wanted a change of pace and to do something different. I was always involved with health and wellness. I went to school for health and human performance, and I did minor in marketing. But I just wanted to take a different path. And I started going to Orange Theory out here. Never did that. My coach actually came up to me and just started a total transparent conversation about health, thought that I might be interested, and just started talking to me, invited me to a meeting just like this. And I always was super excited, like anything regarding health and wellness and bettering your lives, like just made me very interested. So she connected me to the greater community. I didn't necessarily use Juice Plus as like a job source. It kind of just fell into my lap and landed that way. I wanted it just to take the nutrients myself. And then in turn with that, I was able to help other people change their lifestyle in a healthy way, which ultimately turned into a side hustle for me. So I do work for a professional skincare company right now called PCA Skin. And I do love that because it also has like the health and skincare aspect that I've always been wanting. And I'm in marketing, but I also do get to share my love of Juice Plus as well on the side. You can make it really anything you want it to be. I'm very slow at it. I'm not a salesperson by any means. I don't try to do that. I just want to spread insight and make other people aware of healthy choices in their lives. And so then that being said, I tried just talking to Kathryn about it over and over. It doesn't matter how many touch points you have. One day you might spark interest in someone after having 10 different conversations about it. But she eventually came with me to Sacramento to our first Juice Plus conference, which was really exciting. It was our first one together. Kathryn wasn't on board at that time, but leaving the conference, she made the decision to join. So we're doing it together, which is really fun because we're roommates and best friends. So that's great. But sorry, I talk a lot. Kathryn, you can go.
Okay. Taylor kind of already went into it, but I'll just like kind of rewind and how I came across Juice Plus. I constantly talk to my mom about this too, because I grew up always like on the move. Like I was always an athlete. I was in basketball basically my entire life, and then decided to run track in college. And I always thought like I was in good shape, and like I will never, ever, ever say that I was out of shape. But the fact that like I wasn't flooding my body with the things that I didn't know about at the time. You just like don't know what you don't know. I remember like going home after practice and literally pounding entire pizza and pasta because like I thought that's what was good for me.
Yeah.
And so when I found out Taylor was taking Juice Plus, I was like, oh, that's another supplement. Like I'm good, but I'm glad it's doing like all the things you say it's doing for you. And then I just like realized like it helps so much with your gut health. Taylor's told me so many stories. And so I decided to go to a conference in Sacramento with them. And I wasn't even taking Juice Plus at the time. And so I was finally like, okay, I need to start taking this. Like, I finally started to learn like how good it is for you. And I started the program called Whole30, if you guys have heard of it. I started doing that and realized like as soon as I started eating more whole foods, my gut health changed immediately. Like, I no longer had stomach cramps. My skin cleared up. When I moved to Arizona, I had like dry hair, dry skin, and the omegas like completely changed my life around that. But so forth, I actually had all this time like taking Juice Plus, and I shared it with my mom. And I think like the biggest change is at my age, and a ton of you guys that are on here that I invited you on, also my age, it's not necessarily about like rewinding the effects that we've already done like the past 5 years. It's preventing it. And I can share my mom, I'm going to unmute you because I really want you to share like how long you've been taking the products and what it's been able to do for you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've been taking Juice Plus, eating Juice Plus probably for about 11 months now. And I say this all the time, but I started to support this because I wanted to support Kathryn and Taylor. And within a month, I had researched and found out so much about it that I was like, this stuff is amazing. I noticed right away I was sleeping better and I had more energy. Since I was a child, I've had sinus infections and migraines, and I literally have not had to be on an antibiotic in the last 11 months, where it was probably 4, 5, 6 times a year where I needed antibiotics. And the same with the migraines. I've had them since I 4 or 5 years old, and I haven't had a migraine since I've been on Juice Plus. There's been some other things like, I mean, they may not seem big to you, but like in yoga, the child's pose, just being able to bend my knee that far, I would say some joint inflammation that prevented me from doing that. That I'm able to do, as well as run again. So there's so many things, little things that I've noticed, and it's different for everybody. I have people on my team who go to put their eczema cream on after being on their Juice Plus for a couple weeks, and she's like, where is it? It's gone. And she just couldn't believe it. I've had one lady on my team who, after a week of eating her Juice Plus, whatever her issue was, I didn't know beforehand, that she couldn't even stand on her feet after 2 p.m. She's like, I'm a lifer if this makes me feel this good, because she was just amazed at what it did for her. And so all those things, my dental checkups have been better. And for me, my cholesterol dropped 31 points. It doesn't do that for everybody, but for me, those are some things that I noticed.
Kathryn, you're muted.
Sorry, you guys. I was going to say thank you, Mom. And then Allie, I see that you're on here, girl. I wanted you to share, so I'm unmuting you.
All right, I'll be super short and sweet. I want to respect your guys' time. Thanks for inviting me on, guys. I met Taylor and Kathryn. Actually, I lived in Phoenix as well. So I moved back to St. Louis in August. But I actually started Juice Plus from Emily. She's my best friend in St. Louis. And Emily and I just said this today. I actually started taking the product 5 years ago. And really, I just started taking it because I trusted Emily and what she told me. And I was just looking for some, like I was just like looking for this like path of health in my life. So I started taking Juice Plus, and without expectation, which was the really beautiful thing. I didn't take it because somebody told me something was going to do this or that, but I just started noticing positive changes. And it like, I mean, I feel like still to this day, I notice positive changes, and some of those look like if I run out of my berry capsules or something, like I can feel a difference when I'm running out of something, or when I've run out of something. So yeah, I just noticed really like some really small differences. I wasn't getting sick anymore. I know Carrie said that. And then I like stayed healthy a whole winter long, which seemed really weird. I was traveling a bunch at the time. I lived in Florida and I was just going back and forth for holidays. And then I was recovering really well. I was also running half marathons, and my recovery was like incredibly different from when I wasn't on Juice Plus. And then, yeah, I stopped having to take antibiotics for stuff, and my skin cleared up, and my hair grows fast, and my nails are strong. And like, my mental clarity has been a huge game changer, especially since the omegas came out. I sleep really well. There's like, I could keep naming things, and some of them seem super generic because it's just actually what happens when you flood your body with, whole food. So I joined Emily in the business right away, and yeah, we've just been sharing it together since then. And I told Emily it's the most consistent I've been with anything in my life, with like literally anything. So it's been really fun. Like obviously I love the product, but I love the community and the people I get to do it with too. So thanks for having me on, Kathryn, and thanks for asking me.
Thank you, Allie. We love that.
Yeah, thank you everyone so much for joining. Honestly, like the moral of this entire story is who doesn't need more fruits and veggies in their life? So yeah, I know I do.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put a big bow on everything. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
thumbs up.
Thank you guys so much for sharing your story. I know I loved hearing stories when I still love hearing the stories today. I've heard so many over the years, and just to kind of give you guys like the last part of my story, it's very similar to Carrie's. I have not been on a single antibiotic prescription medication in over 7 years. And you guys, I used to take one like every 8 weeks, usually for strep throat. But it's just incredible what happens when you give your body what it actually needs. And like I said earlier, none of us are perfect. And this just helps us. It's almost like peace of mind. And my brother's a pharmacist, and I will never forget what he said. He was a huge skeptic before taking Juice Plus, and now he takes his Juice Plus every day. And he just said, this is a no-brainer. It's like health insurance at a really low cost. And he said, I would not be surprised if down the road, insurance companies lower your premium if you are consistently taking Juice Plus. And it's because of what I'm about to tell you guys, the best part. So here's the thing, 3 things. It's obviously food. It's not a multivitamin. It's food. It's food. It's food. It has a food label. It's the same label you would see on the bag of like frozen broccoli or frozen blueberries at the store. Completely vegan, kosher, dairy, and gluten-free. Number 2 is it's NSF certified. So a lot of people ask, is Juice Plus organic? And I say, yes, but it's even better. We do not pay for the organic certification label. We pay for the NSF certification label. And it's because it covers the organic label certification like things plus more. So it proves that what's on the label is exactly in the bottle, nothing more, nothing less. It's no banned substances. There's no heavy metals or pesticides or anything bad for you. And then also this is important because we have an NSF sports certification, which is great because professional athletes, a lot of Olympians take Juice Plus, and it's because of the NSF certification. So it's a third-party certification that comes in. We test every single batch, and it's really safe. And then number 3, which is what I was going to say, is this is the reason that my brother said that. And it's because this is the most researched nutritional product in the world. So we have over 35, and now in the next couple of months, we'll have over 41 peer-reviewed publication clinical studies. So really quickly, without nerding out on you guys, this made sense to my mom 7 years ago. This was not important to me, but now it is. We have amazing gold standard method research studies done at places like Yale and MD Anderson and University of Milan and Georgetown University. I mean, very prestigious universities, Wake Forest, Vanderbilt. And what the research shows is it contributes to cardiovascular wellness. It supports a healthy inflammatory response. It supports quality of life, healthy cholesterol, LDL, and triglyceride metabolism, supports healthy lung function, healthy skin and gums, which is very common. You'll see, like, you'll hear people say after like not that long, their skin's clearing up. We call it the Juice Plus Glow. It supports the immune system. I could say that 10 times right now because that is what everyone is focusing on. And I hope and pray that you guys love your immune system as much as you do right now once all of this is said and done. Helps maintain healthy DNA. It protects the DNA and reduces that oxidative stress that we were talking about. And most importantly, first and foremost, it's absorbed by the body. So it's bioavailable. So at the bottom here, Dr. Richard Du Bois says there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. So it's so powerful, you guys. This is where my mom and I got started. We have an awesome Healthy Starts for Families program. Any child ages 4 through 18, or if you are a full-time college student, you can receive Juice Plus free for 4 years with a paying adult sponsor. This is where my mom and I got started, and it's just absolutely amazing. It's basically this idea of our company giving back, giving free Juice Plus to kids because they know that over the years, over 1.5 million families have participated in this program, and they've seen things like kids are drinking more water, visiting the doctor less, missing less school, eating more fruits and vegetables, seeing more fruits and vegetables on their plates, and so much more. And then right now, people are open to this, but this is the Tower Garden that we've been sharing for the last 9 years. And this is really the future of growing. It's an aeroponic garden system that we partnered with and now own the rights to. It's 98% less water, 90% less space. It produces 30% more food, 3 times faster, and it's safe and nutritious. So if it wasn't storming right now here, I would show you guys mine in my backyard. It's absolutely amazing to have fresh food. And as long as you have a plug and some electricity, you can literally plug it in. It holds the gallons of water at the bottom, and it just pumps it up and it waters itself every 15 minutes, and it's absolutely amazing. So, and then just a little bit on how else we jumpstart our health. I know Kathryn mentioned she did something like Whole30, which a lot of people have heard of. We have a lifestyle program called Shred 10. It's basically 10 simple guidelines that you can adapt into your lifestyle if you're looking for more of like a push and into maybe detoxing or, you know, creating better gut health, or maybe you're going through some type of health issue. It's absolutely amazing. It's all backed by science. And with that, there's some really awesome resources. We have cookbooks. We have like shred guides. There's a lot of medical professionals who give really good questions and answers about Juice Plus and the Shred 10, and just a ton of awesome recipes. So to kind of put the big bow on this awesome presentation we've had tonight, Juice Plus is so affordable. I think all of us girls on the phone are guilty of driving through Starbucks and spending like $7.50 on a latte. So here's the thing. Juice Plus is less than a cup of fancy coffee. It's $2.50 a day to take the 3 blend, which is the fruits, vegetables, and berries. Free for kids. It's $2.50 for the complete per serving, and it's about $1 a day for the omegas. So very, very affordable. If you look at what you're spending on other things, I promise you can find a way to put this in your budget. I like to put it in my grocery budget. My fiance and I have a very like strict budget that we follow, and we put ours in our grocery budget. And I say grocery because it's the food that we would/could buy if we had all the time and money in the world. So we just invite you to come in. Maybe you want to start with just being a customer. Maybe you want to join Kathryn and Taylor's team. There's an awesome pay plan that we actually get to share Juice Plus with other people. You can make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. We're just basically on a mission to share the gift of hope with others. So this is some of our team. This is our wellness warriors on a mission. And I am just so grateful that you guys joined the call tonight. And I hope that you learned something. Kathryn, Taylor, do you guys want to open it up for questions? You guys think of it?
And I apologize. Thank you so much, Emily. I know we ran a little bit late, but we also started a little bit late. So thank you all for sticking on. If anybody is comfortable asking questions right now, I'll unmute you guys and